Hey, Isaac, come on. Did you do all your work? Now let's finish it up.
Nat!
No idea.
Left this on the table.
Oh, thanks.
Race ya.
Hey!
Emil, your story was very vivid this time. Cannonballs smashed into the ship, splintering the hull.
Another sea battle. What a surprise.
Perhaps this can be your last tale of the rough journey west? Tommy, I enjoyed these 4 sentences immensely, but your story was over before it began.
I like to leave you wanting more.
I do. A full page by tomorrow.
A C? Friends, I checked my spelling twice.
Your spelling was all correct, Nan. That wasn't the problem. I've tried to teach you proper grammar is important, but these are creative writing assignments. If you wish to write a story about dissecting worms,
You wrote a story on worms?
Dissecting worms.
you've given me a very scientific step-by-step account. But I want your story to show me how you feel about dissecting worms. Listen, this story has a few spelling errors, there's some punctuation problems, but the author manages to create a mood. He uses words that paint pictures in your head. The jungle air was sweltering hot, yet the boy stood frozen, chilled by the beast's raspy growl.
Hey, that's your tiger story, Nat.
Slowly, the boy turned. 2 yellow eyes peered at him from the brush. Do you see how we're right there with the tiger?
So when you're reading my story, you want to be right there dissecting a worm?
Exactly.
Cufflinks. They're just beautiful.
Aren't they?
Beth chose them herself. She insisted on paying for them, saved up weeks and weeks of her allowance.
Well, then that really is a special birthday gift.
Yes, it is.
Oh, Aunt Jo, Father's taking me to see a recital in Boston. Just the 2 of us.
Well, I needed some place to show off my cufflinks.
The Cheshire String Quartet's giving a series of recitals. And they're playing Mozart, who happens to be our favorite.
We'll go one evening this week, as long as you complete your assignments.
All right, I'll get to it just before dinner.
Well, it sounds like you had a really nice birthday.
It was just marvelous, Joe. The ballet we attended
Oh,
was
Giselle, 3rd row center.
the lead dancer. She performed
Good
with-
news. I took a look at that back fireplace you couldn't use.
You didn't lower yourself down the chimney, did you?
No, I didn't have to. All I needed was a new latch to hold open the flue.
Oh, wonderful.
You're so lucky, Joe, always having someone so handy about.
Amy, I do pay Nick to do the repairs around the school. In fact, that reminds me. I believe it's that time.
Thank you. Excuse me, folks, for interrupting.
Oh, that's quite all right.
So, I'm sorry, Laura, you were saying about the ballet?
That's not important.
Oh, well, then maybe after dinner.
Really, Joe, it's nothing. Nick, why don't you join us? If that's all right.
Oh, of course.
Give me someone to talk to. Once these 2 sisters get started, I can barely get a word in.
Laurie?
I'd like to, but afraid I've got plans.
Well, maybe next time then.
Sure.
Plans? I suppose we can't expect a man like that to sit around talking in the parlor with us all night.
I suppose.
I could do math just fine. You can give me any science experiment. Writing, I just go blank.
That's because you're letting your imagination get all blocked up.
Well, how do I unblock it?
Well, you know what I do? As soon as I think of an idea, I'll write it down on paper. Try not to worry if it's any good.
Your stories are always good.
Not true. I have a whole box of terrible stories under my bed.
What are you keeping them for?
One day I hope to rewrite them. You know, make them better. Well, I should let you get back to your work.
Nat? Dan?
early?
Yeah, getting a head start on my chores.
Morning.
Good morning.
You're just getting home now?
I must have lost track of time.
Where you been?
What Nick does when he's not working is his own business.
Sorry.
That's all right, Dan. I better get to work. Come on.
All right, everyone, settle down. I started reading your new stories at recess, and I must say, there was one that made quite an impression.
So what'd you write about this time, Nat?
Nat's written a fine story, but the author I'm speaking of is Nan.
Nan? What?
You've made quite a breakthrough. Your writing is suddenly filled with color and vitality.
I can't believe it. It wasn't much.
Nonsense. It's a wonderful tale of...
Don't. I mean, please don't read it out to the class, Franz. It's private.
It really is very good.
Oh, come on, Nan. You finally wrote something decent.
Please, Franz.
I'll respect your wishes, of course.
You could do it, Nan.
Thanks again for dinner, Joe. Delicious as usual.
Oh, well, I can't take credit for it, but I'll tell Asia you said so.
Well, then, thanks for your company.
I wish Nick could have been there. I don't know how he's working today, after being out the whole night.
Whole night.
Mm-hmm. He came home this morning, went straight to work.
What do you think he was doing?
I don't know. It's none of my business, Laurie.
Well, Nick's a sensible fella. I'm sure he's not intending trouble.
I don't imagine.
And again, perhaps I should keep an eye out for him. I mean, he might be in some sort of situation here in town.
Laurie, he's a grown man.
I know, but still, certain behavior could reflect badly on the school.
I suppose.
I'll look out for him then.
It's really not necessary.
Please, Joe, I insist.
Right. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Mrs. Joe.
I have the most wonderful news. I just came from town where I saw Mr. Abbott. He's the editor of the Concord Chronicle. He's planning to do a special edition to commemorate the history of Concord.
Sounds great, Mrs. Joe.
You haven't heard the important part. He's accepting stories about Concord from students at all the local schools. The best one from each school will be printed in the special edition.
Printed? Mm-hmm. In the paper.
I bet he picks the one you write, Nat.
Maybe, but everyone's got a chance.
That's right. In fact, just today, Franz introduced me to a fine new writing talent. A young lady.
Me?
That's right. I read your story, Nan.
I read it too. It was so exciting. That part when the white stallion broke through the gate, oh.
And then he charged through the thunderstorm?
And when he jumped the ravine, he just knew he was gonna find his owner on the other side.
And sure enough, there he was, trapped with a broken leg, soaked to the skin. You had me on the edge of my seat, Nan.
Sounds like a good story, Nan.
You stole my story,
Please don't tell.
and you went through my things.
I was desperate. It was getting really late, and I couldn't think of anything to write. You had that whole box full of stories.
So you took one, and you cheated?
I feel terrible about it, Nat. Please. Gotta go tell Franz and Mrs. Joe right now. First, it'll be really hard and embarrassing. I'll be in big trouble. If that's what you want me to do, then fine.
Just don't do it again, okay?
I promise.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Hello there.
Hey, Laurie.
What brings you to town? Running errands for Plumfield?
Nah, work's done for the day. I'm here in my own time.
I see. Nick, tell me, what does a town like Concord offer a single young gentleman nowadays? After all, it's not the most lively place. Not much to offer in the way of entertainment.
Well, depends on where you go.
Really? Where do you go? I mean, forgive me, I've been married for some time. I couldn't help wondering.
Well, it ain't all that exciting. I play poker at the tavern.
Poker?
You must have been picturing something a little more...
Oh, no, not at all. Poker sounds real interesting. Do you win much? Well, I mean,
I do all right.
I see.
I mean, I like to win. But I go more for the company. You know, a bunch of fellas sitting around, having a few laughs and beers. Listen, Lori, I gotta go. I'll see you around.
Yes, have a good night, Nick.
Read 'em and weep, gentlemen. You know, it pains me to do this to you boys.
Yeah, you're hating every minute of it.
Now, you know me, Riley. You know I like more of a challenge.
Mr. Lawrence. Lori, everything all right?
Certainly. Everything's fine. I just, well, I stopped by to,
Pull up a chair.
No, thank you. I'm not here to play. I mean, I'm not too experienced. I was wondering, perhaps I could watch.
Watch.
If you gentlemen don't mind.
Hell no, you can watch all you like, Mr. Lawrence.
Well, thank you. But please, everyone, call me Lori. Theodore. Teddy, Ted.
Whatever suits you, as long as you sit down soon. This deck's getting cold.
Here, Lori, you can sit by me.
The game, gentlemen, is 5-card stud.
Let's see some better cards this time.
Working on your story about Concord? For the contest in the Chronicle.
Oh, no, I'm studying a bug.
A bug?
Don't worry, it's dead.
Nan, I want to let you know how delighted I am about the progress in your writing. It's really very exciting. And just the beginning. Now all you have to do is apply yourself. And the possibilities will be endless.
No, Mrs. Joe. That might be the only good story in me.
Don't be silly. I think the next one will be even better, and I can't wait to read it.
Come on, Riley, what do you got?
Pair of ladies. You won.
That's it for me.
Yep.
Told you Riley wasn't bluffing.
I'll see you boys tomorrow.
Poor fella. Hasn't won a game all week.
Got an empty space at the table?
You don't have to play if you don't want, Lori.
Of course you don't have to. But you've been watching us experts, Lori. You can see it don't take much to play.
Come on, Lori.
Buy a few chips and we can get started.
There's lots of room to play.
Well, I suppose there'd be no harm in a hand or two.
There you go.
That's money.
Let's play some cards.
Nat,
Yeah,
have you done your story yet?
I was just getting started.
I've been working on mine for hours. Can't think of anything to write. Well, can you help me out a little bit? You know, get me going in the right direction.
I don't know. I should be starting my own. All right. So what do you got?
Well, there's just one idea.
Well, it's got to be about Concord, right? So what do you like about it? Something special about the folks here? Some place you like to go to, or something special in Concord's history?
History.
Yeah, something famous. Like the Minutemen fighting the British in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, the war. War's good. I could write about the battle. Bang! The red coat fell, blood gushing from the carotid artery.
Yeah, that's a start. But, try to imagine what it'd be like if you were actually there. Then explain it in a way that folks won't expect.
What do you mean?
I don't know. But let's say you're a squirrel or something. And you were just minding your own business, eating nuts. When in storms these British soldiers and the Minutemen come to meet 'em. Yeah. And there you are, a squirrel caught in the middle of it.
A squirrel?
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to be a squirrel, Matt.
Okay, then what do you want to be?
Something better, like a fox. Or a bird.
Yeah, a bird. That's even better, because then you can start off on the ground and fly up in the sky and see the whole battle from all over.
Yeah, I like this.
So you could be nibbling seeds in the town square.
Wait. All right, go on. This is good.
Joe! I finished mending that fence today.
Oh, yeah, I noticed. Thank you.
All right, see you then.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Oh, wait a minute. Read that one back to me.
As the men of Concord.
The valiant men of Concord.
As the valiant men of Concord stood, smoke still blowing.
Swirling.
Swirling. From their muskets, the bird spread its wings and soared skyward, proud, triumphant, free. How can a bird be proud and triumphant? It didn't do anything. It just watched.
Well, the bird's a symbol, Nan.
A symbol?
Look, Nan, it's getting really late, and I haven't even started my own story yet. Sorry.
Symbol.
I said, turn this boat around, Captain. My wife's pearls have been stolen. You must alert the authorities in Mallorca. He just stared coldly while I threatened him until finally he spoke. No comprendo inglés.
Hey, Riley, where you been?
Hello, Nick.
Lori, thought you had your fill of this last night.
I just stopped by for a few hands.
Just won himself a big pot.
After I lost the other two. Finally got lucky.
Lucky? No, sir, luck had nothing to do with it. I was watching you, Lori. You knew Simon was bluffing. You hung right in there with him when the rest of us folded.
Well, I did get a sense.
The look on Simon's face when you put down your straight. You just gonna stand there, Riley?
Nick, excuse me, I'm in your chair.
That's all right.
Whose deal?
Come on.
Uh-oh. Let's go. Make him good, Simon.
Always. For me. Yeah, I'll make it good.
What did he say?
He hasn't finished reading them. But he promised he'd come right out and tell us once he's made his decision.
There's no contest anyway. We all know that Nat's story's gonna win. I don't know, I'm not sure about this one.
Your work did seem less polished, Nat.
I know I needed more time to go through it.
Well, I think all of your stories were just marvelous.
Hello, everyone.
Father! Oh, hello.
Joe, how are you? Sweetheart?
When are we going to Boston? For the recital?
Oh, yes, of course.
Can we go tonight?
Tonight. I'm afraid I can't tonight. I've suddenly gotten so busy.
Oh, yes, Amy told me that you've been working late a few nights.
Yes, you know how things can pile up. We can go tomorrow, Bess. Perhaps your Aunt Jo will bring you into town again.
I'd be glad to.
And you and I can ride into Boston together.
Do you promise?
I promise.
Good.
Laurie, may I speak with you? I'm just wondering, have you happened to see Nick in town?
Oh, yes, I should have told you. He's simply enjoying some time with his friends at the tavern.
At the tavern?
Oh, well, I wouldn't worry about him.
But Laurie, Nick can be so impulsive. I mean, he's not responsible like you are.
May I have your attention, everyone? Let me commend all your students, Mrs. Baird. I enjoyed every story, but one of them was so inventive, so stirring. It's called Freedom Takes Flight in Concord, written by Miss Anthea Harding.
I won.
Man, I'm so proud of you.
Such an accomplished young writer. Perhaps you can come into town again. I'd like to arrange some time for an interview.
You want to interview me?
Mm-hmm.
Raise.
I'm out. Me too.
Laurie?
I'll see you, Rays.
2 pair.
3 queens.
Riley, you're to blame for introducing this guy.
Yeah, well, we should call it a night, huh?
What are you talking about? It's early. I want a chance to win my money back.
Another time, Burke.
Maybe we ought to get going.
Well, if he wants to continue losing, gentlemen, who are we to stop him?
Will you listen to him? All right, mister, shuffle those cards.
Can I talk to you for a second? Laurie, you should go home.
I don't want to go home. I'm having a good time.
Of course you are. You're winning. For now. Burke and that other fella, they've been holding back, waiting. But once they start playing for real...
For real, that's real money on the table, Nick.
Laurie, I know how this works. They draw you in all friendly-like. Then as soon as you get comfortable, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, they pull out all the stops and you end up losing your shirt.
I didn't realize you'd have such a problem with my playing here.
I don't have a problem. I just don't want to see you get taken.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, but I can handle myself.
I'm not
Perhaps you
saying...
should concentrate on your own game. Couldn't help noticing you haven't won around all night.
Hey, fellas. Are you in?
I'm in.
I'm in too.
And Joe, may I have a moment?
Of course.
Something's been on my mind, and I haven't mentioned it because I'm not sure. Here. This is a story that Nan wrote a month ago entitled Intestines. Food goes into your stomach, where it gets all churned up and attacked by acid, then gets pushed into this long tube called intestines. Now this is Freedom Takes Flight in Concord, her story for the Chronicle. As the valiant men of Concord stood, smoke still swirling from their muskets, the bird spread its wings and soared skyward, proud, triumphant, free.
It's a big improvement.
And I'm always pleased when students make big strides. Nan's made big strides. Too big.
You don't think she's done her own work? I'll speak to her. Thank you, Franz.
The Cheshire String Quartet, and they're playing Mozart. I just love Mozart, Nan. Don't you?
Yeah, he's all right.
All right. He's only the most brilliant composer in the world. And he's our favorite. Father's and mine.
Oh, my goodness, Bess. Don't you look lovely?
Thank you, Aunt Jo. Father's always liked this color on me.
Bess, would you mind waiting for me downstairs? I'd like to speak to Nan before we head into town.
Sure.
Bye, Nan. Have fun. You want to speak to me, Mrs. Joe?
Yes. You know, I just finished reading your story again. Very carefully this time. I couldn't help but notice your choice of words, your vocabulary, the imagery. It was really quite sophisticated.
You know,
You know, like the bird, for instance. What a beautiful metaphor.
metaphor.
You know, symbol.
Oh, right. I use the bird as a symbol.
Mm-hmm. I just don't know how you thought of such things.
Oh, I guess this stuff kind of came to me.
She cheated, all right.
She confessed.
No, I can just tell.
Did you accuse her?
No. I want her conscience to do the trick.
I don't know, Aunt Jo. I mean, this story's going to be published in the newspaper. Mr. Abbott is going to interview her. With all the attention she's getting, I don't think Nan's conscience is going to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe she needs a little push. Nan.
I'm just gonna start my chores.
Oh, good. Listen, Franz and I were just thinking. Maybe we should invite Mr. Abbott to come here, to Plumfield. That way he could conduct the interview in front of the classroom instead of at his office.
Why would we want to do that?
Why? Well, because then we could see journalism in progress. And Nan, this is a very big deal. It's not every day that one of our students is interviewed. Right, Franz?
Yeah, it'll be quite an event. There you'll be, sitting in front of everyone, answering us questions about you and how you wrote your story.
Everyone will be watching and listening. It'll be very exciting.
That's a great idea, Mrs. Joe. Let's invite him.
I'll speak to him when I'm in town.
Great.
Why not?
Raise. I'll see your raise. Raise you 2 more.
Too rich for my blood. You had a pretty good run today, Lori. Why don't you quit while you're ahead?
I'll see it.
All right then, gentlemen.
Pair of aces. Not my day.
Didn't think I was holding those 2 aces, did you?
No, I didn't.
That's it for me.
Hey, leaving already?
I know when to quit.
Come on, Simon. Let's see you around, Si.
Boys?
Well, I should be leaving as well.
Oh, not you, too.
I'm afraid I've made other plans.
Oh, don't leave me with these amateurs.
Lori, if you gotta go.
You're not like Simon, Laurie. You play smart like me. You know how to pace yourself.
Well, I suppose I could squeeze in a few more rounds.
All right, gentlemen, ante up.
Dad, I know you helped me out. Will you just listen to me? I know you made a few suggestions.
Suggestions? That was my story.
I was already writing about Concord.
Come on now. Everyone was writing about Concord. That story you handed in? That was mine. My ideas.
No, your idea was to make me be a squirrel. I came up with the bird.
Big deal.
It is a big deal, and that's why you're so mad.
What?
You're just jealous. It's always, oh, what a wonderful story Nat wrote. Isn't he talented? Well, finally, I wrote something good for a change, and you just can't stand it.
Is that what you really think? Well, then you're fooling yourself about that one, too.
Arthur, what are you doing here?
Don't worry, I'm not coming along. I only came to see you off.
Bess is so excited, Amy.
Is Father ready?
He must have stepped out.
He's not here?
I'm sure he'll be back any minute.
I wonder where he is.
Are you looking for Laurie, Mrs. Lawrence? Well, he's at the tavern.
The tavern? My husband?
Well, I just left him there. Good day, ladies.
I'm out.
It's just you and me now, Laurie. What's it gonna be?
Match your raise. Raise you 4 more.
That just cleaned you out. See your raise. Raise you 2 more.
You can't do that.
We didn't set any limits.
I don't have it. Oh, wait. I'll write you an IOU.
Don't believe in him.
But there must be something.
Suppose those'll do.
My cufflinks?
Laurie, don't.
I'll win them right back.
Full house. What do you know? Hey. Not so fast. I got 1, too. My lucky ladies beat your jacks.
All right, Burke, fun's over. Let's go.
No, I'll win them back. Laurie. Wait, here. I'll bet my watch.
That's enough.
No, just one more game.
It's over, Laurie.
Don't! Bess, wait, sweetheart. Please, I want to talk.
Let go of me. I never want to see you again.
Laurie, you gotta go talk to him.
I can't.
Just explain.
How do I explain gambling away my daughter's gift?
Seems pretty clear to me. You want to sit around, play some cards, have a few laughs with the fellas. You let things get away from you.
Yes. I wanted to be one of the guys.
Laurie, playing cards at the tavern, that might not be the right thing for you. But you know what? Going to the ballet is not the right thing for me. And either way, it makes you or me any more or less of a man.
You make it sound so simple, Nick, but they won't understand.
Yes, they will. They love you, Laurie. I never meant that much to anybody. But if I did, I know there'd be nothing that we couldn't get over. I spoke to Burke. He's willing to sell you back your cufflinks.
He is.
You know him. He'll probably charge you 4 times what Bess paid for him.
I don't care. I want them back. Thanks, Nick.
How could he do this? How could he lie to me, Joe? Telling me he's been out working when he's been out gambling.
Amy.
It's just so unlike him.
I know. Maybe Laurie was drawn into it. Listen, Amy. When Nick started spending so many evenings in town, I encouraged Laurie to look after him. Maybe it was Nick.
No, Joe. Neither you nor Nick are responsible. It was my choice to join that game. In fact, Nick made every effort to keep me out of trouble. If it weren't for him, I'd have made an even bigger fool of myself. and lost a great deal more money.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
It can't be hard enough. Amy, I'm sorry. I've behaved very poorly and shown a remarkable lack of judgment and restraint. I want to do whatever I can to make things right again. I hope you can forgive me.
I'm not the one you should be asking for forgiveness.
Bess. Sweetheart. I know I've hurt you terribly. I'd do anything to take back what I've done. Betting on cards, losing your gift.
It's not just the cufflinks. It's you. I never thought you could do something like that.
I made a foolish and thoughtless mistake. But I promise to try my best never to disappoint you like that again. You don't need to answer me now. But there's another recital tomorrow, and I hope you'll do me the honor and let me escort you. All right, then. Bess. I love you more than anything in the world.
Imagine a whole story in the newspaper just about you. I never knew anyone famous before.
Nat? You know, you're gonna write a lot of great stories. Probably have folks writing about you all the time. This might be my only chance.
I thought you'd like to see this. It's a test sheet I printed of your story. That's how it will appear in the Chronicle tomorrow. You see your name there?
Yes, thank you.
Nan, I think I was most taken with your use of the bird in the story. First, the way it allowed you to describe the battle from several different perspectives, from different points of view.
You mean how it looked from all over?
Yes. And then by the end, of course, you used the bird as a symbol.
Yes, I did.
Could you talk a little bit about that? Tell me, what did you want the bird to represent?
Oh. You know, the way it flies with its wings and everything. Up and down in the sky. It was kind of, it was sort of, it was,
You remember, Nan? You told me when the bird spread its wings and flew up in the sky, it felt so free and powerful, like nothing could stop it. The future was wide open to him, just like those Minutemen felt when they were fighting for an independent country.
that's what I meant. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Nat. Why did you help me like that?
Because you're my friend.
We get washed up.
Well, Lori.
Hello, Joe.
It's nice to see you.
I've come to take Bess to the recital.
I know. But I'm afraid she hasn't left her room all day.
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yes, after all, they're playing Mozart. And he is our favorite father.
Yes. Yes, indeed he is. Well, shall we?
Your cufflinks.
Well, I couldn't bear losing such a precious gift.
Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye. I'm sorry, Nick,
For what?
for asking Laurie to look after you.
I can look after myself.
I know. But we care about you here. Very important to this school.
It's not my story, Mrs. Joe. Ned wrote it. He helped me when I couldn't.
Well, I'm glad you're finally telling me.
I know I should have told you sooner, but I was so caught up in all the fuss and you being so proud of me.
Dan, as long as you're trying your best, I'm always proud of you. And you should be proud of yourself. Do you understand?
The newspaper. The story's already being printed.
Maybe we can still make it.
Good morning, Mrs. Joe.
Good morning, Nat. I just picked up a couple of copies of the special edition. You might like to see it. It's on page 3.
Oh, sure, I guess.
Great story. Did you write it yourself?
Well, actually, a friend gave a few suggestions.
Really?
Yeah. The bird? That was her idea.
That's my favorite part.
Really? Hey, Race, yeah?